Hello, and this is Shay McCabe down here at Nissan of Cookeville. Just wanted to give you a walk around video on your new 23 Titan Platinum Reserve. Pictures do a great justice, but not quite as much as what a video can do. So wanted to make this here for you quick. Show off the little bit of the two-tone that this has all the way through. This is something that I think really pushes it that extra mile and really lets you know that this is the top trim line of a truck that you can get. Just adds such a premium feel to this as well. Same thing with these different running boards that they have here. Everything from the outside to the inside totally feels premium on this, and that's something I'll show you going through this whole video here. So want to start off by pointing out the 20-inch rims that you got on this thing here. I think they're a beautiful design. I think it really adds to the aesthetic of the vehicle. I mean, I like how they color matched a lot of things here. So you got like the darker gray in the middle here, which matches the two-tone, and then you have the lighter silver or like chrome look, which does also match the caps here and a couple other aspects of the vehicle. Once I walk around, I'll show you those. And then here on the front of the vehicle too, this has so much styling and it's so aggressive and beefy looking. So it's really cool to see that you get that truck that really looks like it's going to do that work, but also inside gives you a ton of the features and just feels super luxury all the way through. Now also here on the front, you do have some little circles that go around here. What those are sensors. Closer you get to something, they're going to start beeping, and if you get too close, it'll actually turn on the camera, which is right here. That's also a part of the around view monitor system, which I'll show you once we do get into this vehicle as well. And you do have the tow hooks, which are in the fronts right here and here as well. And you do have the fog lights, and you get these really nice LED lights. Now, these things are crazy bright at night too. I've recently upgraded my vehicle from halogens to the LED lights, and driving any other vehicle that doesn't have them, I literally feel blind just because of the difference of the way it protrudes the light out and lets you see for a lot further. A couple other cool things about the headlights as well is that they last a lot longer than the other lights, and it just makes it a lot clearer of a picture. I wish it was a little bit darker at night so I could show you, because you also get these LED strips that go, and that is really what ties in the whole look of this vehicle, just giving that extra premium look, and it just looks so aggressive at night, which is really, really cool. And then up here too, kind of hard to see, but there's a little triangle that's right about there above my finger. There's another camera that's up there, and that is used for a lot of the safety features. So that's constantly getting data out in front of you, and that uses your features in this vehicle. So like the intelligent cruise control, lane keeping, forward collision assistance with pedestrian detection. In case somebody runs out in front of the vehicle, it's going to let you know, the car's going to know, it's going to do all that it can to try to stop so you don't end up hitting something in front of you. And then coming over here to the mirrors, so there's a camera here. This is another part of that around view monitor system. And then you have a little light that's right here too. That's a puddle light. So that's going to shine right down into here. So if it has been raining or something like that and you go out to your vehicle at night, it's going to shine down and let you know that, hey, there might be a puddle there. You don't want to get your shoes wet. So just a nice quality of life feature there. And then on the handles, you do have this little button here. That's going to be for keyless entry. So you hit that button and it's going to do the opposite of whatever the door is. If it's locked, hit it, it'll unlock it. And if it's unlocked and you hit it, it will then lock it again. All you have to do is have the key within the vicinity of the door to have that happen. Now this is a small feature, but something that I really enjoy. You do have the bubble mirrors here, as well as the defroster in the mirrors. And then you also do, kind of hard to see, but right there, have blind spot monitors. The reason I like the bubble mirror and the blind spot monitors is the monitors let you know somebody's there. But I also still like to have an actual view to see what is there, so I can gauge my distance and depth myself to know if I can get over from there. You also do, let me back up and come over here and show you, got the Platinum Reserve mud flaps there. And you also do have them over here as well. And then it's kind of hard to do with one hand here, but you have the bed step as well. So if you're trying to get up into the bed of the truck, it makes it a lot easier for you to step up and get up there. Don't have to get like a run and start to jump up and get into this truck here. And then you can easily close it by pressing it up and in from there. On the back of the vehicle here, you do have some other circles that do come around on the back as well. Those are going to be the backup sensors. So if you start getting too close to something in the back, they will start beeping at you, and they'll also turn, it goes from like green to yellow to red the closer that you get, and eventually once you're too close, it'll almost sound like it's flatlining on you. You do also have here your tow hitch, and then here you have your plug-ins for anything that you were going to be towing, for everything there. This does have the electronic locking tailgate as well. All you have to do is double press the lock on the key fob, that will then lock it up, and then if you unlock it, that's what will then unlock this here. You do have this little backup camera there, and then here is another one of those really big defining features of how this vehicle looks and adds to that premium feeling. It's going to be that little strip that goes across the back right there. It says Platinum Reserve. It just adds to that whole feel of the vehicle, and I think it just makes it look super cool too. So these also do have an slow fall tailgate there, so it's not going to just slam down anytime that you're letting that go down and then just wearing out your hinges and things like that. It also makes it a little bit easier to do those things one-handed, as if you were making a video of a truck for somebody. So comes in really handy there. You also do get this really nice sprayed in bed liner. I wish you could see it in person, because this is like super high quality, and then this one in particular does have the Titan boxes as well. So these flaps do fold open on both sides and then allow you to have storage and things like that. And then behind those, if you decide to take them out, you do have LED lights and a household adapter for an outlet in there as well. Now you do have the Utilitrack system, which goes around the top here. You can see it's kind of got these little cutouts inside of there. There's these little cleats that we have inside the truck that you can install, and you can put those in any position all the way through. And what that does for you is it makes it so that you don't have to get really creative when it comes to trying to tie down things that are in a very awkward shape and position in there. You can just move the tie down cleats, and then that's going to work perfectly fine from there. Now up here in the very top, there is a light. You can turn that on from the inside of the vehicle. It's going to be a bed light, so if you wanted to do any work at night, it will turn on and allow you to see back there and do whatever type of work you need to from there. And to give you a profile here on this side of the vehicle, really sharp looking truck here. And then on this mirror, you do have a camera right there, and then your puddle light there as well. So I'm going to hop over to the driver's side and show you a couple features on the inside of the truck. So I'm going to start with the back here. So on these crew cabs, they are absolutely huge. You get tons and tons of room inside of these, and you can see this beautiful brown interior that we have. You also do get the quilted leather seats. These are super high quality. This is going to last you a very long time, and it's not going to start to fade or wear quite as fast as that more fake kind of leather. This is a much higher quality and premium feel, and not to mention how absolutely comfortable that these are as well. So in all of this accessory stuff here, you do have your floor mats, things of that nature. These ones here are going to be the all-weather ones. And then here you do have a Adventure Medic kit. And then you do have this here, which is a backpack with a couple other additional, things inside of there for if you were going off-roading or something, just have everything prepared, which is really nice. And then move these over, so that you can see you do have heated seats on this side and on that side, 2 fast chargers, and then a port right here for plugging into a cigarette lighter adapter or anything like that. And then here's going to be a standard household outlet as well. And then you do get the 2 cup holders here. Now from the back, I'll give you a view of this here. The whole roof, it's a sunroof. It's a panoramic roof all the way through. Really nice. Something that's super interesting about those is as soon as you open them up all the way, if you had it closed driving around, it feels like it's a lot more of an enclosed space. As soon as you open it up, the feeling of the inside completely changes and opens up, and you feel like you get tons more room in there. And then here on the door, again, continuing with that brown interior with the wood grain as well. Here we have power locks, windows, mirrors, and power side folding mirrors. I'll show you those once we do hop in. And then here you do have memory position seats. Now these memory position seats, you can choose it for, driver 1, driver 2, but also it has an easy in and out feature. So when you hop in the car and turn it on, it's going to move the seat forward to the position that you were last in. And when you get out of the vehicle and turn it off, it's going to slide this back, so it's easier for you to swing your legs out and get out of the truck. Now here you also do have an illuminated kick plate down here. This is also on the other side, on the passenger side. Hard to see it in the daytime, but at nighttime this thing shines bright and just, again, commands that just little bit extra of a premium feel, because that does shine up and just glows, lets you know what you're into, which is really nice. Over here you do have where you can turn on that cargo lamp, and then right here is to turn on all the inverters for the household outlets. Here you do have an automatic headlight feature with fog lights. And then down here, this is a really cool one too. So if you are hauling something, you have your truck kind of squatted in the back and your headlights are tilted up, you can use this to change that tilt so you're not shooting your lights up into other people's vision. And you could also see the road a lot better from there as well. So you have everything in mind, from driving it to hauling it, everything. So here you have a brightness and a dim for the dash, and then you have that little bit of the wood grain that goes through. You have a power adjustable steering wheel, in, out, up, down, pretty much every which way aside from left and right, really. And then here you do have a full power adjustable seat. So you do have your lumbar adjustments here. This one here is for your tilt and recline, and this one here is for forward, backwards, up, and down. And this one's really cool too, because this little bit here, you can see that, it just raises the portion up that's below your knees. So what that does is it makes you have more of a cupped feeling, and then you don't feel like you're sitting in the bleachers at like a basketball game or something like that. It just adds for that little bit extra of comfortability when you drive, and just customizability as well. So hopping in, I'm going to start her up and show you a couple features here. I know the video is going on long a little bit already, but try to make this portion here pretty quick. So turn down the radio so it doesn't start blaring at us here. So this also does have a remote start. I did forget to show you that while I was outside. All you got to do on the key is hit lock twice and then hold down the button at the top, and that's going to do your remote start. This also does have the ability to use Nissan Connect services. That is something where you can do remote starts from your phone anywhere that you're at, which is really cool because there's no limitation, and you also do know that your car has 100% started. So looking at the steering wheel here, you've got a couple different buttons through here. So you got like seek, scan, you got a couple buttons to go through the different options and features up there on that screen, and then a source button to switch between AM, FM, Bluetooth, satellite. Volume up and down, Bluetooth controls here as well. Here you have intelligent cruise controls. So what this does is this is going to pace you for the car that's in front of you. So let's say we set it to 2 car lengths and you're going 70, and some guy gets in front of you and he's going 65. Once you get within 2 car lengths, you're just going to pace their speed, and as soon as they get out of your way or move past 70, you're just going to speed right back up to 70 and then just get set and keep it going from there. It's a really nice quality of life feature. This is one of those things that I think is kind of like back when power windows was a thing, not a thing, and you had the crank windows and you finally get power windows. You're like, oh man, I can never live without one of these. I need to have this in these vehicles. That's kind of what this one's going to be here in the future, I think. Once more folks get this, it's going to be like a must-have when you come in for your next vehicle. So I really think you're going to enjoy that. And then this here is how you can turn it on, set and accelerate, or slow down your speed from there. Moving up into here, you're going to see there is a speed limit sign. So what that speed limit sign does is that camera that I told you about that's up over here is going to read the most recent speed limit. So now there's no more of those, I'm driving down a back road, not sure what the speed is, but I see these bright lights behind me. Oh man, is that a cop? I don't know if I'm going the right speed. Now you're going to know that you're going the right speed as long as it was able to read that speed limit sign. So again, it just goes into that extra little bit of quality of life that these do offer here for you. Over here on the shifter, it is leather wrapped, which does give a really, really nice feeling to it. And then you have a tow mode here. When you hit this in when you're towing, it's just going to reduce your shifts while you're going up or down hills, so you don't have to try to downshift again to get that extra power to get up that hill. It's just going to keep you consistent all the way through. And then if you wanted to have even more control than that, you can manually shift the vehicle by the plus and the minus here as well. So this is one of my favorite features about Nissan, is their screen on here. So a lot of vehicles are going to have a screen that is a little bit more, it's grainy, gritty, stuff like that, because they're worried about scratches and things like that. But when we have a cell phone day to day that we use, there's no reason you can't have that in a car and have that really clear, glossy kind of feel, and just have that really high pixel density as well. And that's something that I think Nissan hit on the head with these. It does offer all of that, and it's super fast, super responsive, and it just looks really good too. So you do have navigation. That's what we have on here. If you do prefer to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you do have those options as well. And if you do end up going with this vehicle, I can walk you through how to set that up. It's super, super easy. So going into the audio here, this is where you can see if I hit source, you can choose between AM, FM, Sirius, USB 1, USB 2, and Bluetooth. And speaking about the audio, you can see here that this has a Fender audio system. So this is, in my opinion, probably one of the absolute best sound systems in here. So it gets really, really loud and you get a really good thump to the bass, all of the tones. But the thing I think is super cool about it is no matter how far away you are listening to it or how loud it is, it doesn't seem to drown out a lot of those other tones. So you can hear the music as clear as day, as far away as you need to be, and it just sounds so, so good. So something I really enjoy in this is that Fender sound system. And then coming down over here, you do have your climate controls. It is dual climate, so if we ran on two different temperatures, you can certainly do that. This one's at 88, this one's at 60, pretty much heat over here, AC on this side, and you could feel a direct split coming right down through. So it's really cool from there. You do also have an auto function here. If I hit auto, it's going to work like a thermostat in a house. So instead of having to choose how much fan, how little fan, how hot, how cold, if I just set it to 60, I'm going to stay at an ambient 60 on my side. If it gets above it, it'll kick on the cool air, and vice versa. If it goes down below it, it'll either just stop blowing or kick on the heat if it needs to from there. You do have your push button start over here, and then right here is for your change from 2-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. You can do 4 high on the fly, but to go to 4 low, I would do a stop. Other than that, super easy to use. If you are towing, you do have your electronic brake controllers here as well. And then you have 2 fast chargers. Now, if you do use this one over here, it's a little bit more current with the times with the newer features. So that's going to not only charge your phone even faster, but it is also going to be able to transmit the data faster. So if you are using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it's just going to work better using that one there as well. Now here, you do have your heated seats on both sides. You also have ventilated seats. Now this comes in super handy in the summertime. I used to have a vehicle that had them, and it's probably one of the #1 things I do miss, because it does come in handy with having leather seats. You also do have a heated steering wheel here, and then this here is to turn off a lot of your safety features, and this here is for turning off your parking sensors as well. A couple reasons you'd want to turn this off here is if you are backing up to a trailer, it can tend to get a little bit annoying listening to it beep while you're trying to back up to that trailer. So you can turn it off there. If you do park in a garage, that would be where I'd recommend that as well. And you do have your hazard flashing warning lights there also. And then coming over here, you do have your ginormous glove box down here, so you can fit just about whatever you need to. I do, of course, have an owner's manual and 2 keys for this. They're just back inside for the moment. And then here's to give you a view of that seat. Again, I don't even know if the video is going to do these seats justice because they are absolutely fantastic, and I think they're crazy comfortable. You do have the Nissan zero gravity seats in these. The way that they seat, it's more like an astronaut that's going off into space, where it cups you in that very perfect way, so you don't feel that fatigue or that stress in your body quite as much. And then on top of that, they do have it designed to where it's going to hit about 18 different pressure points, so it will help reduce that stress and fatigue. And I can tell you firsthand, I went on a drive 14 and a half hours away in my little Ford Focus, and I stopped all the time because I always had to get up and stretch and move around. And then I've also done it in a Nissan Rogue, and when we did that, we pretty much stopped for gas. So I can tell you firsthand, they are incredibly comfortable, and it does cut down on a lot of that fatigue that you do feel from driving in a longer distance. So up here in the glove box, you do have some spaces for pens, right here for business cards or credit cards. You do have a little removable tray here as well, and then a huge middle console compartment there as well. I'm going to shut that down there for you. And then the cup holder here, you can remove this by pulling that apart, and you can put it in different spots. That's where you can see these little notches that are out from there. So you can have that just customized and fit exactly how you need it to from there. And just shut that up there. And last couple things I'll show you is up over here on this side. So right here is going to be for your power rear slider. So you just hold that button either way. That's going to open it or close it. And then these buttons right here are going to be for the sunroof, just to give you an idea of how far this does come back. It's going to stop right about here. So that gives you a huge sunroof area. A lot of them stop right about here because they don't have anywhere else to go. This fully matches up with that middle point there, so it does give you a lot bigger of an area. And then right here also, you get a little deflector screen here as well. So if somebody is in that back seat and bugs fly through or something, it's going to try to stop that so it doesn't hit those people in the back. And then this one right here is going to be for the visor. I'm just going to close that up for you so you can get a look at what that's like with that completely closed. Just give that a second to come all the way up here. And there you go. And now you get a totally different feeling inside this vehicle because that's closed. It's a little bit darker, feels a little bit more encapsulated, and just gives you more of that, you know, truck without a sunroof kind of feeling. So really nice that you can change up that feeling just by opening up a sunroof. It's huge. Coming here on the rearview mirror, you do have these couple buttons here. This is going to be so you can pair that up to your garage door at your house if you do happen to have one of those. I haven't had the luxury of setting most of these up at people's houses for deliveries, but it is a cool thing to have, and everything is listed in the owner's manual. And depending on what type of garage door you have, if you let me know, I'd be happy to try to figure out how to set that up. And one very last thing that I do want to show off to you is this here. So if I hold down the unlock button for about 4 or 5 seconds, it's going to actually roll down the windows. So this is something I only recently found out about, but it is such a cool feature. Just wanted to point that out. So if you do have any other additional questions, please feel free to let me know, and I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. Thank you so much, and hopefully we see you soon.